So what we completed, the Kubernetes components for high availability replication control is done, right? So replication set, what is the difference between both replication controller and replication set? Both are same. Why replication controller?
To create
Manually
replicas.
created pod is not recommended, right? So if pod
Yes.
is crashed, if pod is deleted, it automatically create auto healing. The concept of auto healing, replication controller, replication set, daemon set, deployments, stateful sets, right? So what we completed the replication controller. It will make sure given number of pods, pod replicas are running at any point of time. If any pod got crashed, deleted, dead, then replication controller will replace it. What is the use of replication controller? If pod crashed, if pod got crashed, deleted, dead, then replication controller will replace it, right? The replication controller will replace it. So it is a Kubernetes component with the user to create a pods. It will make sure always given number of pods are running for our application. Note, it will take care of the pod lifecycle. When pod is crashed, damaged, deleted, then RC will create a new pod. So we can scale up and scale down the pods count using replication controller. Scale down and scale up manually. So you already know how to check the SVC and RC replication controller. So you can manually also, you can increase the replication controller by using these commands. You already know, right? The manifest file of the file creation. So one is pod manifest, the second one is a node manifest. So the replication controller, replication, what is the name of the kind? Kind is the replication controller. So we already know the replication controller. So why replication controller? So why pod? So why you are not using pod creation manually? Once pod deleted, Kubernetes not creating another pod, and the application went down, not accessible, right? So that's the reason. If you want to achieve high availability, then we should not create pods manually. If we want achieve high availability, then we should not clear pods. We should not create pods manually. We need to use Kubernetes components to create a pods. Then Kubernetes will provide a high availability. So high availability. So what is the replication? What is the difference between replication controller and replica set? So replication controller, so it will set the replicas. How many replicas? The same replica set also same. It is the advanced of the replication controller. Replica set is a replacement for the replication controller. It is a next gen component in Kubernetes. Replica set is a replacement for a replication controller. Replica set is a replacement for replication controller. It is the next gen component of the Kubernetes. So replica set is also used to manage pod lifecycle. What is that, guys? So replica set also
Use it to
I
manage
use it
pod
to
life
manage
cycle.
pod life cycle. What is a pod life cycle? Pod life cycle is nothing but a replica count. Replicas, how many replicas we need. So replica set is also will maintain the given number of pods always. So we can scale up and scale down our pods using the replica set also. The same replication controller and replica set are both are same. What is that? It is a replacement for the replication controller. It is a next gen component in Kubernetes. It is a next gen component. It's a future. It is advanced component. So replica set is also used to manage pod lifecycle. Replica set also will maintain given number of pods always. If pod deleted, if pod crashed, if pod damaged, it always the same replica set also will maintain the given number of pods always. So we can scale up and scale down our pods using replica set also. The only difference between replication control and replica set is selector. So what is that, guys? Guys, everyone can speak out. So what is the difference
Select
between replication controller and replica set? It's a selector. It's a selector. Selector. The difference between replication controller and replica set, the only difference between replication controller and replica set is a selector. Replication controller supports equality based selector. Replication controller supports equality based selector, and replica set supports set based selector. So initially, so what it is, it created a selector. It supports a equality. It is a equality selector. Equality based selector. So replica set is a support set based. Equality means only one. Set based means we can set the number of how we can set. So we can select our match labels. We can set the match labels app version type. So for example, so you can able to understand, oh, this is the backend application. So it is the front end application. Oh, the version is v1. Oh, this app the the name of the pod is Java web app, you can easily understand. It is the set based selector, it is the equality based selector. Equality, the difference between only equality and set based, so only selectors. The difference is only selector. Equality based selector we can select set based selector. So selector, match expressions or match labels, key app, operator, Java something like. We can provide the set based. So replication versus replica set in Kubernetes, it can be considered as a replacement of a replication controller. The replica set and the replication controller's key difference is that the replication controller only supports equality based selectors, whereas the replica supports the set based selectors. Guys, now understood? So the replication controller, I will tell you that. So replica set. So replica set is a replacement for the replication controller. Replica set is also used to manage the pod lifecycle. Replica set also will maintain the given number of pods always. So we can scale up and scale down the pods using replica set. The only difference between replication controller and replica select is replication controller supports equality based selector, and the replica set is support the set based selector. So what is the example? So the example. So example, we can take the replication controller. So we can take the replication controller. Replica set we have already yeah. So I think in the Kubernetes pod svc my tomcat is nothing but a label, just it's a container. It's not, it's a pod only. Yeah, you guys can check it. So this is the deployment.yaml. So this is a deployment spec replicas strategy selectors match label. Yeah, we can take this, guys. So we can take this. We can take this. So what is this, guys? So this is the replication. So
Yes, sir.
Kubernetes replica set manifest file. So what this is? Replica set manifest and service based manifest. So the pod replication replica set manifest file. So API version apps v1 API version. So what is that, guys? So API version is v1. Deployment is, what is that, guys? Deployment is, guys,
Replication, sir. Kind.
what is the kind? So
Deployment.
No, not deployment.
Apps v1, for example, apps v1. Yeah. So what is the kind, guys? Kind is, before kind is
Deployment. Okay.
before kind is
Replication set. Now replication
yes, very good. Now replication set.
set.
So what is that, guys? Replication replica set. Now kind equal to replica set. So metadata nginx web. So web app. So web app rs means replica set, guys, for example. Okay, spec, how many replicas we need, guys?
Three.
Guys, some 3 replicas. So strategy. So do we need strategy? No need of the strategy. Strategy will tell you later. So next, so replication controller having the replica set.
Select
Which replica set, guys? So which
selector.
replica set? Set based selector. What is that? Set based. If you use the selector, what is that? Match labels.
Match
We need
label.
a match labels. Yeah. So this is the selector match labels. So match labels app equal to nginx web app template metadata name nginx web app pod.
So
So
version is
sorry,
for version we should mention no sir. Which version in selector?
version. This one,
Ah, in the example you showed version we should mention in selector column. No need on.
selector column version. I didn't understand what you are saying.
Once you go back, sir. Once you go back, the
Yeah.
no, not
This.
here, sir. We should type below selector. We should type version on. It's no need on.
No need that one.
Mm.
This one, right? App version.
Uh,
So it's a
type yeah.
optional. These all are the options only. So these are all
Okay.
the options. So if you want, you can take it. So that match label app version don't need version. So template. So this is for the. So this is for the a template of the meta template of the label. So it's selector, right? The label of the so labels metadata and label equal to nginx web app, right? Spec container. What is the spec container? Nginx web app. So nginx container. So node, right? API version nginx svc. So net spec type equal to node port to selector port to this is the. So what is this, guys? This is a
Replica set manifest file.
yes, very good. Replica set manifest file. So I want to, so this is the one, right? Let's check restart session. Yeah, Ubuntu. Yes. So VA. What is that, guys? Replica set dot aml. Yeah, API version apps v1 kind replica set metadata nginx web apps rs replica set three containers match labels nginx. So app label selector a label both are same, guys. You guys can remember this one. Yeah, let's check wq. What is that, guys? kubectl
Get node.
delete get pods. Yeah, pods are already running, right? I don't want. So kubectl delete all hyphen all. Sorry.
Deleted you type. Sir.
Okay, deleted. Yes. So everything is deleted. Now kubectl apply -f. What is that? Replica
Set dot aml.
replica set dot aml. Yeah, replica set is created and the service also created. How you can check? kubectl
Get service.
kubectl get svc for services. That's one. Yeah, guys. So the Kubernetes, so replica set is created, right? So replica set is created. So how you can check, guys? Get SVC. Yeah, SVC is created. kubectl get RC. RC is nothing but a replication controller replica set. No resources found in the default kubectl RS. RC is replication controller, RS is replica set. Yeah, 3 replicas are created. And kubectl get pods. kubectl get pods. Yeah, 3 pods are running now. So how many replicas are running, guys? 3 replicas. I want to increase the replicas by manually. So how you can increase the replicas? kubectl scale RS. What is that, guys? nginx web app RS RS hyphen replicas 5, for example. Let's check
Sir, wrong.
replicas. Error from the server. Replica set app is not found. Let's check, guys. Yeah, so this is the name of the replicas. This is the name. Okay, so scaled up. Now let's check the kubectl get RS. Yeah, so manually how many we increased, guys?
2.
2 we increased. So now how many?
Total 5 are there, sir.
5 are there, right? So what is the Kubernetes? The main motto of the Kubernetes: auto
Scale up.
auto scale and auto healing.
Auto healing.
Yeah, guys. So in the replica set, so in the replicas, how many replicas we enabled?
Early 3, sir.
Early 3. So what is the main motto of the Kubernetes? Auto healing. So auto healing, how you can achieve auto healing and high availability?
Replication controller, replication set.
Replication controller and replica
Set.
replica set. So now you understood auto healing, right? The second is, what is the second main motto? Auto scaling,
Scaling.
right? So auto scaling manually. So we are increasing and decreasing, right? So pod here also manually can create the pods, but
It is not recommended.
yeah, it is recommended to replication controller replica set. Whenever a pod deletes automatically, we don't know, right? So we are direct. We cannot log into the server each and every time. We cannot monitor, right? If the pods are running up. So if you set the replication controller replica set, if automatically a pod got deleted, crashed, it automatically create another pod. It automatically create another node, right? So this is the big advantage of the auto healing. Auto scaling means it automatically scale up and it automatically scale down. When it will automatically scale up, when it will automatically scale down. So manually increasing the replicas is and decreasing replicas is right. It is not a recommended, right? It is not a recommended. So whenever the traffic means, guys, what is the traffic? Traffic means hits.
High amount of users.
So high amounts of users are accessing that server. So if something like how it will increase the auto scaling, the scales parts, how it will increase and how it will decrease. We need to set the automate, right? So how the CPU and the memory, guys, what is
CPU and
CPU
memory.
and memory.
for example, CPU percentage hits so above 60% and so memory hits above 50%, above 50%, automatically it automatically scale up and so if the CPU memory decreases, it automatically scale down. We need to set those. Guys, now you understood the main motto of the Kubernetes scaling and healing and scaling. So now you understood. We are the startingly I already told you, right? So the scale up and scale up and scale down. So what is the main motto of the Kubernetes? Kubernetes main motto is right. So Docker also we can use it, we can watch it, and whenever it increases the users, we can scale it up or something like scale down, or something like if whenever the pod is got created, so it will create manually, right? That is not a recommended approach. That is not a recommended approach. So how you can do it? So Kubernetes providing advanced scheduler concept of a launch container depends on our requirement. So restart the containers that fails, replaces and reschedule the containers when node die, kills the containers that does not respond to your user defined health check, does not advertise them to client until they are ready to serve. If something goes wrong, Kubernetes will roll back the changes for you. Take advantage of a growing ecosystem of the deployment solution. Scale your application up and down with a simple command with a UI. It automatically based on the CPU usage. So in Docker Swarm, load balancing is manual process where the Kubernetes about auto scaling. What is that, guys? If the traffic is increases, it automatically scale up the pods. If traffic is decreases, it automatically scale down the. Now you understood. So now you understood slowly the
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Kubernetes. Yes,
Yes,
right?
sir. Sir, it's only mandated to 50% or you can increase
We can
memory with
increase. Just I
70.
am saying for example.
Okay, sir.
Example
If you
60%.
Okay,
example
sir.
60%, you can set 10%. It will automatically increase the another pod if the tree is 10%. Just I am saying a for example, the threshold CPU and the memory threshold, it above crosses 50%, it automatically scale up. So it automatically scale up. Here you see why Docker Sum is not using Docker Sum and Kubernetes? Docker Sum and Kubernetes both are the same, but why people are not using the Docker Sum? Why people are preferring mostly Kubernetes? Because of so Docker Sum no auto scaling. What we need that capability, right? If the traffic decreases, need to scale down. If the traffic increases, need to scale up. So that time only, then only our website will sustain, right? Something like if people are coming, so there is no auto scaling, it automatically what happened, hang
crashes.
crashes, right? So this is the most important topic. So this is the most important component. Who provide that component? Kubernetes providing that component. So that's the reason people are wanted Kubernetes rather
Preferring
than Docker Swarm. Yeah, Avinash, tell me.
yeah. We need to just set the percentage. It will automatically it will do now, sir, with a simple command.
Yes, I will tell you that thing also. Now you understood, right? Now you
Yes, sir.
understood. This guys. You see, limits requests. Now you understood? So limit where CPU throttling begins and it crosses 500 m, so 200 m. So limits is nothing but a max, request is nothing but a min. So min 200, max 500. It started it crossed a CPU of 500 m. It automatically created another pod where the level processors are killed to 50 millions, 128 millions. Now you understood? Yeah, you
Yes,
see
sir.
pod, metadata, spec container, name WP, image WordPress, resources. Yeah, here, so we are using the resources. So what is the block, guys? The same like selector and the label, right? Them like resources. The request, memory and CPU, the limits, memory and CPU. So this is the limits means minimum, maximum, requests. Now you understood?
Yes, sir.
If you set the CPU memory reveal requests and limits, it automatically increases the scale. Now you understood?
Sir.
Very good, guys. Very good. Now you got it. Now you got it, Kubernetes, right, guys? Is it easy or difficult? So continuously, guys, if the word Kubernetes, you are continuously listening, something like writing the Kubernetes deployments files, manifest files, it will be very easy, guys. You guys can watch the recording that Kubernetes architecture diagram. So you need to must watch that Kubernetes architecture diagram. So if the deployment manifest file created, so where we are running from the manifest file, we are running the manifest from the file the remote mission, that is a kubectl. So when we run that command, right, it automatically API server will take it and it store it in the etcd. Then it will give it to the scheduler, and the scheduler will check the replication. So where the space is available. So in the worker node 1 or worker node 2, who will check that worker nodes? So worker node agent, kubelet agent is communicate with the API server and the kubelet agent. So kubelet agent will check it on the worker nodes. So if the space is available or to create the pod, if the space is not available, it will check it on the worker node 2. Yeah, worker node 2, the space is available. Kubelet will inform to API server. API server. So the worker node 2 is available to create the pods. Then Kubernetes it automatically convert so that scheduler verify the unscheduled pods, and that controller, right? Controller will inform to the kubelet. Kubelet will inform to the Docker container, and kubelet will create the another pod with the help of Docker container. This is the architecture diagram. So every day you are learning, you are listening, right? So if you listen 10 times, you will automatically understand. That's the reason every day I am telling the architecture of the diagram, the Kubernetes. Now you understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. You guys can practice the replication controller, replication set. So next we will discuss about the deployment. So deployment we will not use, but I will tell you daemon set. So then we will tell you that the deployment. So in the real time, the people are following the deployment. Deployment kind is the deployment. Okay. So once the deployment is done, what are the deployment strategies? Rolling upgrade or recreate deployment strategies. These are next the deployment models, Greenblood models. So then config and secrets. The passwords and right, passwords will store it under the secrets. We will not show the passwords, right? That secrets, stateless, stateful applications, and Helm charts. So we'll discuss. Grafana, Prometheus, ELK. Okay, so we will discuss everything, guys. So these 1 week there is no classes, right? What you guys can do, so you can practice Kubernetes and Docker. Again, you can start with the Docker container. You
Yes, sir.
can watch the recording and you can practice the Docker and Kubernetes, guys. Okay, now you understood,
Okay.
right? Why Kubernetes?
Yes, sir.
Auto scale up,
Auto-scaling,
auto healing.
auto healing.
The two concept, the two concept going forward many, but you understand right now.
Basic first.
So
First, sir.
basic we understand why we are using the Kubernetes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guys. So we'll continue from Monday. Yeah, guys,
Okay.
please practice. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yep.
Definitely.
Thank you.